It's December 17th, one more week till Christmas, and time once again for Not a Creature Was Stirring. Since the movie is 15 years old now, and the passage of time continues to slowly destroy all of us, I'll bet there's a lot of you who grew up with the movie Stuart Little. The movie Stuart Little had 2 sequels, a television series, and is now a favorite of the bargain grocery store DVD collection. But were any of you inspired to read the book that it was based on? Well, I read the book long before that movie came out. Let me tell you something. I like The Wizard of Oz. I like rutabaga stories. I like Frank Zappa music. Stuart Little is weird! Weird! When Mrs. Frederick C. Little's second son arrived, everybody noticed that he was not much bigger than a mouse. The truth of the matter is, the baby looked very much like a mouse in every way. He was only about 2 inches high and had a mouse's sharp nose, a mouse's tail, a mouse's whiskers, and the pleasant, shy manner of a mouse. Unlike most babies, Stuart could walk as soon as he was born. So right away, there's a huge difference between Stuart of the book and Stuart of the movie. In the book, Stuart is something like a Marvel mutant. He is a human who just happens to have been born a mouse. He was never even a Pinky. He was born an adult mouse. The first half of the book is mostly just the wacky adventures of a mouse trying to grow up as a human. One chapter involves Stuart getting rolled up in a window shade, which I believe was the plot of a long series of Garfield strips. Now there's a couple of chapters that deal with Stuart's career as a sailor, specifically sailing model boats that people sail on the little man-made lake in the park. "Excuse me, sir, but are you the owner of the schooner Wasp?" "I am," replied the man, surprised to be addressed by a mouse in a sailor suit. "I'm looking for a berth in a good ship, and I thought perhaps you might sign me on. I'm strong, I'm quick." "Are you sober?" "I do my work." If there's a moral to this book, it would seem to be that a forceful personality will get you what you want. Stuart addresses people as an equal, and they're confused by the fact that they're talking to a mouse for about 5 seconds, and then they're just like, "Oh, whatever you say, Mr. Little." The actual plot of the story, what there is of one, begins when the family takes in an injured bird. It's a songbird named Margalo, and Stuart seems to almost instantly fall in love with her. Margalo can talk, or at least she can talk to Stuart. Stuart can also talk to the family cat. We're not really sure whether the rest of the family can talk to Margalo and the cat. So this must be Stuart's power, his mutant ability. Since he was born an animal, he can talk to animals. I don't know. I'm just struggling for sense in this story. Margalo stays with them for a while, and she actually rescues Stuart when he accidentally gets thrown out with the trash and cast off to sea on a garbage barge. But she is continuously threatened by neighborhood cats, which leads to her running away, and Stuart runs away after her. Now, I would think this would be another great place for his forceful personality, for him to, hail a taxi and go, to 5th Avenue and step on it, but this is where we see Stuart's invisible car. A friendly dentist has invented a car just Stuart's size that can turn invisible. Stuart takes the car out on the road and drives completely visibly for the rest of the book. What was the point of giving him an invisible car that stays visible? While on the road, Stuart takes a substitute teaching job. And he's the kind of substitute teacher that all kids love. 1, he's a mouse. 2, he has absolutely no respect for education. What's the first subject you usually take up in the morning?
Arithmetic!
Bother arithmetic, let's skip it. What's next? Writing! Goodness, don't you children know how to write yet? Certainly we do. So much for that, then. Next, Stuart drives to a little town with a general store, where he meets, of all things, a woman just his size. Well, actually, he doesn't meet her. He learns that she exists, and then he writes a letter proposing that he court her. This is a bygone era that I can't understand. He sets them up on a date to go swimming and canoeing, but it all goes terribly, and Stuart spends the whole time sulking and basically ruining his date for himself. And then he drives away And that's the end. The book just ends with him driving away. There is no conclusion to the book. I guess it's supposed to make you think. One thing that did occur to me is that the last chapter about the disastrous date might have something to do with the fact that he's seeking out someone who's like him, but the fact that she's sort of like him is not enough to make him love her when he knows he loves the bird. But it doesn't really seem like a novel to me. Or if it does, it seems like it was translated from Japanese or something. It's a totally different idiom from storytelling. It's almost like it was supposed to be an anthology of little stories about Stuart Little that somehow got connected together in a loosely chronological order. It also bears a resemblance to the folk tale of Tom Thumb. Granted, Stuart never gets swallowed by anything, but he runs into many of the same troubles. I mean, it's a book that's worth reading, but still, I have to wonder what was up with the executive who looked at this and was like, Stuart Little, this is our new franchise. Start the movie. Call Michael J. Fox and Jonathan Lipnicki. We got a winner right here.